welcome to another episode. It's a very different episode today. I'm so sad because I have lost an entire SD card of footage. Like, I'm so gutted. They would have been some of the best episodes to date. I worked so hard on putting that footage together, but it's gone. So what I've decided to do, what was saved, was the drone footage and some pictures. So I still want to document these days, so I'm going to do a bit of a storytelling episode with some cracking drone footage, so stay tuned to see that. I left Sarajevo and headed up into the mountains. On my way out, I visited the Tunnel Museum and I went up to there's an abandoned Olympic village up the top. So the old bobsleigh, I walked the old bobsleigh track. And when you drive another half an hour into the mountains, you come to the abandoned ski jumps, and it's just a massive complex just left out there. There's a really unique concrete hotel that's been left. I climbed up onto the roof, got some epic views from the rooftop, explored all the old ski jumps. It was a really cracking day, and then I headed up to the most remote village in Bosnia called Livno. Oh, this place was incredible. 30 kilometers off-road. Oh, I just wish you could see the GoPro footage because the entire drive to the village was stunning. And then in this restaurant, if you eat at the restaurant, they let you camp in the back of the restaurant. So I camped in the garden of this restaurant. Yeah, it was an incredible day. So I spent most of the evening in the restaurant chatting with the owners and other guests, had the fire blaring. Yeah, great night. And then I woke up early and went to explore the village. It was pretty unique to see how people were living their lives out there. And I visited the mosque. I find the mosques so peaceful. I like to visit the mosques. Yeah, I had a little walk to a viewpoint. It was nice. I then did the off-road track all the way back out again. And I was going to hit some tarmac until I got to the Montenegro border. But that was not what happened, because even though it was a road on Google, it was destroyed. It ended up being like 40 miles off-road, but the road was completely wrecked. There was some pretty nasty loose downhills. There was this bridge that was falling apart. Oh, I had shots of me driving over this bridge, which is gone. Yeah, I met some couple of bikers out there, and also some street bikers who were absolutely pulling their hair out because it was so bad. I emerged in this village with no internet, my data had run out, and it was getting dark. But yeah, I find it hard to find anywhere to stay without my phone. So I just kept driving to a bigger town, make it easier. I got some Wi-Fi and I found this hut. It was like £14 for the whole night, right on the river, and I had the whole cabin to myself. And the restaurant was overhanging onto the river. And I just remember thinking, eating my ice cream, looking at the river and thinking, this is the life. This is the life, you know? And that was my last night in Bosnia. I then drove to the Montenegro border to cross the border, but even the road to the border was really twisty and up some gravelly sections, which surprised me. And I met so many bikers around the border. Everyone wanted to stop and chat, asked where I was coming from. Big biker groups. They were really cool, some interesting stories. And yeah, I met some cool people, and that was it. I thought I'd go on with my day. And then I rode into the next town to do the normal things when I get into a new city. SIM cards, money, local cash, currency. So that took up most of my morning. But the road to the next town was phenomenal. Like, oh, the views were insane. We crossed this bridge, this huge valley, and the road was cut out, and there were so many unlit tunnels. My headlight is so bad. Like, there would be points where I literally was driving but couldn't see like nearly nothing. And I would be like, what am I doing? Like, the unlit tunnels are so scary with my bike. It was a really awesome road, epic views, lakes, rivers. Oh, I wish I could show you guys, really could do. Yeah, and then, I'd only found out about this pass recently and decided to drive it only a couple days before I arrived. I was like, so I drove over Durmitor Pass. What I didn't know at the time was this pass had only been opened a day before I arrived, so I couldn't have timed it perfectly. So there was still sections with the snow higher than my head. Honestly, yeah, I think one of the best roads I've ever driven in my whole life. If you go to Montenegro, drive Durmitor Pass. It was absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. Stay tuned for those drone shots. They're coming, I promise. The most wicked day, didn't cover many miles, just kept stopping to take it all in. And then just before I emerged the other side, there's a little tea house. I would recommend stopping there. Nicest people, they had the fire roaring, it was a cold day. And I had like, I forgot the name, but it was homemade like mountain tea, and they use all the local herbs. It's like the best tea you'll ever have, and really nice owner. And the ranger was there, and I got just having like a deep conversation with the ranger about life. We were having a deep conversation about life with a Montenegrin ranger in the middle of the mountains, you know. This is the shit you just can't make up. This is the adventure, you know. And yeah, I popped out the other side and I found somewhere to camp for free because the season hadn't started. A campsite said just camp here for free, but I needed food, so I headed into town. It was a holiday, so I couldn't find anything to eat, so I went to this restaurant. And to be honest, it would be normally somewhere I would drive straight past. It looked a little expensive. That was why I would normally drive past, but I was running out of options and I was tired. So I got off to look at the menu, and there was a stack of bikes there. And I mean, I've met a lot of bikers this day, and I didn't think much of it. Next thing, someone was walking towards me, and I'm bad at recognising faces and names, but he said, and then I realised I'd met them at the border at the beginning of that day, and it turns out there was a big group of them, 15, 16, they'd rented 3, 4, 8, like gorgeous A-frame cabins with the view of the mountain, and they had one sofa bed free, and they absolutely insisted that I could stay with them for free. And they had a really fun night. We went for food together, we ate amazing meal, and shared some stories, and finished off with pancakes. How else do you finish off a day other than with pancakes and Coca-Cola? Yeah, it was wicked. Nice. It was actually really nice to have someone warm to sleep that night. It'd been a cold day, and it would have been a cold night, so yeah. It was an adventure this week. I said this a million times in this video, but I wish I had the footage to show you guys. So yeah. very different to normal, but we'll be back to the normal style next video. And thank you for watching. Guys, please, if there's any chance, and if you've made it this far, if you could share this on Facebook, on Instagram, and subscribe and like this video, it would really help me out, honestly. I'm keen to keep this momentum going. But yeah, keep having adventures, keep riding, have an awesome day everyone, and see you on the next one.